we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. Auburn will kick it off to get things started. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll leave it with the lone back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And you hear about run blitzes. This is exactly what a run blitz is. When you know the ball's coming up the middle, you want to bring those linebackers, get them closer to the line of scrimmage, and fire. Right when the ball snapped, he's coming downhill, doing a good job creating the loss. That linebacker really knew what was going on.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Gonna run it. It's Davidson. Crosses the 30 to the 31, a 6-yard gain.
I love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
This Auburn crowd trying to conjure up a little magic here on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds his man, it's Davidson. Love to see these 3rd down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line.
And a great job by the QB, finding the running back, get him the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the 1st down.
Clemson ready to go back to work with another 1st down. From the gun, the running back has it. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
You know, defensively, you live by the blitz and you die by the blitz. That time, they dialed it up into the run play, and the linebacker able to make a nice tackle.
And the Tigers now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Did everything he could to discard the tacklers, but he was just able to get back to where he started.
How frustrating is that? You're that running back. Where were you supposed to go? There was absolutely no lane for him on that play.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fakes to grab. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49. Simple call, excellent execution, moves the sticks on 3rd down.
These QBs and receivers, man, they run this route in practice thousands of times. So it's nice to see them come out here and execute it in game conditions. Great job with the timing. Great job with the depth in the route. Nice work between those two.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
this opening drive coming up, and they need a third down conversion. From the gun, wants to pass. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on third down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. Fourth down, baby.
That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Looking downfield on first down. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick.
Man, that's not the attempt you wanted to start the game. First pass of the game, interception. Man, just this is where you go over the sidelines. You have a good talk with your coach. You settle down. It's not the end of the world. It's one pass, but that is not the start he had in mind today.
Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but, man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in it.
And the quarterback is toast back at the 35.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and that can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt.
Really need to find a productive play this time on second and long. Looking to fire. Makes the grab. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a bigger gain.
In the slant route, you got to put that foot in the ground and cut in a hurry so you can create a little bit of separation from that cornerback. And a nice job with the concentration, plucking that football, pulling it in.
From the gun, wants to pass. Looking down the middle. It's caught. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's first and goal from the 8. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on third down, and more times than not, he is going to deliver.
He's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game, so you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath, find him, he'll make those contested catches.
A first down run in the red zone. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And just a great job by the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. They'll move the wide receiver. The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Clemson. Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down.
Man, that play takes some protection. If you're going to stick it in the belly and that wide receiver is going to run down the field that far, I need some good protection, and I need my lineman not to go downfield. Nice job by the quarterback making the right read, being patient, throwing that strike.
A pickup of 5 marks it at the 36-yard line. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Clemson has the lead. And we've come to the end of one, and let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. So after the break, they'll go back to work. To the air on first down. Throws to the tight end. Got it in the middle. It's Howard. Oh, out of space. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got us to be able to score points on this drive.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Tigers! Now you know why you do all of those squats, all of those deadlifts, extra time in the weight room.
No doubt. Get that lower body strength so you can just shed people off you. What a great job smelling the end zone and getting in.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. They're testing the right side here. Got enough for the first down and wants more. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. There's an idea that Clemson can only run the ball when they sort of trick you and get you in space, but they're showing a lot of versatility now.
Yeah, I think the word you were looking for was finesse. They've been a finesse offense, more about tempo and body blows than it is about, being physical up front. But if this unit does get that physicality and get that ground game and a good offensive line, I think that's when you see the best of the Clemson Tigers.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
The Tigers can really attack on this second and short. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Hits him inside the 20, still going. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Clemson.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. A strike downfield. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down. return to the line in a hurry.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Wants to go up top on first down. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
And he makes another momentum-building play. His second interception in the first half. He can feel where the football's going. Got a good beat on this offense and making plays early and often for his club.
Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Really good running, gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. The Tigers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Wants to go up top. Punts it out of the air. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
The give out of the gun. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
You want to stop the run game? Get the big defensive tackles in the middle, getting penetration. Those big boys eating up blocks, taking away gaps and holes for those running backs to win.
Using his power and his sweet feet to get in the backfield quickly.
And you know you're athletic when you describe with power and sweet feet. I mean, just put those two things together and you're just pretty amazing.
Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. Big third down in the red zone, and this crowd is getting behind this defense. They'll go to the air. Here's a heat. Just threw that one away to avoid disaster.
This is a disappointing drive for the offense considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive. And now the lead is extended a little further.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. They'll start this drive going to the air. He's got it on! Finally corralled, but not before. He picked up the first down. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and a score on this drive would do wonders for their confidence. See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Gets the back moving. Wants to throw on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Kane. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. Looking to throw on first down. That's caught. It's Kane. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Still on his feet. Returns it inside the 30 to the 29, and after the interception, they'll try to cash it in with a score.
And another mistake from this quarterback. That's back-to-back drives now that have resulted in interceptions. He's got to find a way to find something different, get in a better rhythm, start seeing the field better, Palmer, because he's not in a flow right now.
No, David, it looks like he's forcing the football a little bit, maybe trying to make up for that interception he threw on the last drive. But that last play, there was no way that football should have gone there. He could have gotten off of that, checked it down, or thrown it away. This quarterback, he needs a breather right now. He's got to collect himself.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Rush is on him. He'll pull it down and run. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
He does a good job of dropping back, going through his progressions. Nothing there. What do? Go get some yardage. Make it positive. Don't sit back in the pocket and force something into a bad situation or take a sack. Great job making something out of nothing.
On the ground, it's Davidson. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. Speeding down the left side. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Tigers.
And, man, the defense really needed to stop there. They needed to create some momentum, get the ball back to the offense before the half. But the offense does their job, and they continue to pile on, continue to create momentum. There's going to have to be some questions answered at half with this squad because it's been a struggle in the first half.
Looks like he's going to bring it out. Knocked down right at the 25, and I guess he breaks even, bringing it out of the end zone. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. Couldn't hang on to that one. This defense has already picked off 3 passes, almost had the 4th. It'll be 2nd down.
And that's a really good job by this defense being dialed in. You got a big lead. You know exactly what's coming. This offense is going to have to make some explosive plays down the field. They were ready, they were disciplined, and made a good play on the football.
Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Complete to the right. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Unloads to the wideout. Wide open downfield. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Bringing the heat. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
That is a nice job by the defense in a sudden change type situation. The play before, you just gave up a big completion down the field. So you got to try to stop the bleeding right away up front. Your pass rush comes through for you and you create a negative play.
They'll immediately call timeout. And in the waning seconds of the first half, they'll try to put up 3 before going to the break. This is not a straight-on kick, a 42-yarder from the right hash. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. Now down 2 touchdowns, 24-10. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half as we head to the studio for halftime. Ready to start the second half, and Clemson will kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt. Return. So here comes the Auburn offense. Not hard to figure out why they trail to start this third quarter. 3 first-half turnovers.
So if you're on offense, let's just stay out of our way and find out what happens here in the second half. We're not even giving ourselves a chance because we keep turning the football over. If we can do that, we've got a chance to come back in this game.
I think it's a crazy balance between being really aggressive in the second half and finding ways to make plays, but also not shoot ourselves in the foot, right? Like, they didn't live well on that in the first half. Let's see if they can be a little bit more aggressive while still taking care of the football.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Caught, close to the marker, it's Simmons. They knock him down, but not before he picks up a first down for Auburn.
And on defense, you make the tackle after the catch for a first down. Now you got to go get lined up again because the offense is going fast.
To the air on first down. Trying to make magic with his feet. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49. And the Tigers want to pick up the tempo.
Well, I think you're starting to see some examples of why this guy is inexperienced in a freshman quarterback, right? Obviously, he's thrown a couple picks earlier in the game. That scramble right there, he's got to get down. He's got to take care of.
Breaks into the open. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31.
Wow. 4 plays on this drive by the offense. They already got 3 first downs. We knew they had a lot of playmakers coming into this game, and they're showing that right now. This defense is going to have to make a play at some point here and stop the bleeding.
Wants to go up top on first down. Just a little off. Incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
And it's frustrating because you go into half and the coaches tell you what they want to accomplish. Listen, we've seen this the whole first half. This is what they're doing. Not a good job coming out first drive, trying to get some momentum created. Turn it over to the other team. Give them a good field position now, too. Not the ideal start.
They're going to throw it to start the drive. Got a man. It's Davidson. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
Defensive coordinators always preach swatting and batting at the football, trying to punch it out, trying to dislodge the ball from the ball carrier, and boy, they did it right there.
And now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
He'll do it himself. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Yeah, and a great job by the defense, holding the line of scrimmage, playing downhill, playing responsibility football, making sure they shut down that option play.
Third play of the drive, and they need to make something happen here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires deep toward the end zone. Touchdown, Auburn! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in the game.
Ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. This time they need to take care of the ball and maybe extend. Oh, he's got some space. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Tigers.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous if he gets into the second level. Great vision, and then David shows you the speed.
Just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he's coming out of the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Wants to go up top. Oh, they're after him. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. If you plan to deal with the Tigers, you better be able to handle their defensive front. They have a whole legacy of this dating back to the fridge, William Perry.
Big old legacy, and it seems like every year they rotate so many guys that are so highly recruited. So
going over the top. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
We got a close game here in the 3rd quarter, and you're seeing momentum shift right now for the defense. The last drive out, they gave up a touchdown. This drive, though, they've now forced a 3 and out. They've done an outstanding job, and you can see them now playing with more confidence.
This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. After that last explosive running play, David, why not just try it again, right?
I mean, why not? Such a big, long, explosive.
That's a fumble on the play. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
And that's a great job by this defense, limiting the yards after catch. We know guys are going to get the football in their hands, and he gets the ball out quick, gets it to him. Nice job running to the football. When you chase the football, man, a lot of good things happen. That ball pops out, you recover it, a forced turnover.
They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Quarterback making adjustments. They'll toss it to the left. And the defense snows him under after a very short gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42. The number 1 job is to protect your quarterback, and they weren't able to do it long enough that time.
This offensive line, Reese, they've got to do a better job communicating pre-snap and try and figure out which people on defense are going to be rushing the passer. Right now, this offense just looks confused up front.
Facing this double-digit deficit here in the second half, almost a no-brainer to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Looking to take a shot. Hauls it in easily enough for the first down. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Auburn!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
This one in play, first snap of the drive from the 25. They'll run it from the gun. Makes him talk to the hand. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
2 straight drives ending in fumbles now for this offense. Guys just have to start hanging on to the football. There's nothing schematic that has to change. They've just got to get back to fundamentals, 5 points of pressure, and prioritize holding on to the ball.
So here comes the Auburn offense. Grant behind the line. It's Howard. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
So surprised we have not been calling this guy's name more. He's one of the best tight ends in the country, but give the defense credit. They have had an outstanding game plan, limiting him so far. That's only his 2nd catch of the game.
Shakes off the defender. It's a fumble. And the defense jumps on it. They get that turnover.
Man, I love running quarterbacks, but I get it when people are conservative about it because this is why. Because they do have a tendency to fumble the football more. They don't work on those drills every day like running backs, taking care of that thing, wrapping it up, and you could see it there, and he coughed it up.
This drive will open from the 15. Snags a quick pass on the left. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Great play by the cornerback. He was just way too physical at the point of attack. He beat his man trying to block him, and he tackled that receiver on the screen.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Leaves it with the back. Tried to move that pile forward. He maybe gets 2. He's down at the 21.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
This Auburn crowd trying to conjure up a little magic here on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds a man on the left. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
We've reached the break. Clemson has the lead. And sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the third. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. So first down will open up the final period. Motion from the wideout. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Pushes ahead for a couple. They'll mark it at the 33.
And with the lead late in this football game, I expect to see more of this from this offense. And what am I telling my running back, who's already put the ball on the ground once today? 2 hands on the football. We're not fighting for all this extra yardage. Like, protect the football. We cannot put that thing on the deck.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Quarterback on the keeper. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
I don't think the quarterback made the right read on that play. I know they're asking a lot of this QB. He's got a lot to focus on with the pass game and all the different types of runs that they have in their playbook. But on that play there, that 3-snap look told me to hand it off.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Complete to the right. To the 43-yard line and a first down for this offense.
And, man, that is so frustrating for this defense. You got them where you wanted them. You backed them up on third down. You knew they were going to throw the football, but they just couldn't stop them. They give up the first down, and time is running out. This defense is going to have to get aggressive.
Clemson set up with another first down. They'll give it on the counter. There he goes. Running through contact. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
And, man, this is exactly how this offensive coordinator wants to end this football game. Ground and pound, let that clock tick, add to this lead, and make the defense stop you.
The Tigers kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. From the red zone, looking for a man. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
And that is a huge play for the defense. Offense has it in your red zone. You're trying to knock them out of field goal range. The only way you do that is by creating negative plays, and they get the sack.
The Tigers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Well, you got to think in his mind right now, ball security is at a premium, right? He's had a problem with that earlier in this game, but with the lead now late in the game, yards aren't as important as taking care of the football. I think he's doing a better job of that now late.
From the gun, wants to pass. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
And those outside linebackers nowadays are so fast. They got to cover ground. You can blitz them off the edge, and they can get after quarterbacks. versatile. That's why they're getting drafted so high in the NFL and getting paid all that money.
Just drives it between the uprights. And that lead grows even bigger.
You know, it's funny, in an age where there's so many college football analytics and everybody wants to go for it on fourth down, at the end of the day, it still comes down to managing the game. Good decision by the head coach here in the fourth quarter. By kicking that field goal, you've now made it a two-possession game. Your chances of winning this thing have now gone way up.
Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. Ball security going to be paramount this time, Jesse.
Yeah, and sense of...
Time to take a shot. And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it, but second down coming.
Now, I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the fourth quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
And how about that rush off of the edge? You could tell, man, playing pass all the way. Your team has a lead. Getting later in the football game, he's just pinning his ears back, and he flies off the edge and gets the big sack.
On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
The offense has got to find something here in the fourth quarter. You can tell, pressing a little bit. They need that big play. They want that big play to try to make this game a better ball game. Took the shot, unsuccessful, but I wouldn't be surprised if they take some more of those.
Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. Throws to the wideout. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game.
And after failing to get that fourth down, it just feels like this game is over. They are going to need a miracle. They're going to need a quick 3 and out. They're going to need a turnover or something to have any shot at getting back in this game.
Let's see what Clemson comes up with on first and goal. Defense looks as if it's coming. They'll try to get it in with the run. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
Well, the defense finally able to make a play, getting a tackle for loss. They haven't had many of those today because this running back really has answered the bell. They knew coming in they were going to have to give him the football, force-feed it to him, and let him go to work. He's done that. Well over 100 yards rushing in this game, and the defense just has not had the answers consistently for him.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. He'll keep it himself. Touchdown, Clemson! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. And his 5th interception of the game, a miracle they haven't pulled him yet. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Got it. The quarterback takes a knee. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Don't want to risk anything here. The quarterback takes a knee. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. And it looks as if the offense will just take a knee. Clemson will send the punt team out. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Sometimes it's just not your day. Things just didn't work, and that seemed to be the case here.
Yeah, they didn't get the W. They didn't do enough. But now you start to think about what could I have done differently? What do I need to become more offensively? Defensively, what can I morph into to make those extra plays, Jesse? That might be the difference in the next game that I play.
Yeah, David, they just need a little bit more. They need a little bit better effort next week. They're going to need better preparation this week in practice. There's no doubt this team has a lot of talent, but we just need a little bit more to ensure that this doesn't happen next week.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.